Hey guys, what's up? It's 8-Bit Eric. Today we're going to review I Am Setsuna on the Nintendo Switch. A physical copy? That's right, I got it online. I imported over from Japan since the Nintendo Switch is region free. In North America it was digital only, and I'm actually quite surprised with I Am Setsuna. I've never played it before. Last year, I Am Setsuna was released for the PlayStation 4, Vita, and PC. Setsuna is designed to feel like a JRPG from the classic SNES era, and it does it rather well. It is a turn-based JRPG with an angled top-down perspective. It's easy to say Setsuna's biggest inspiration is the one RPG that just about everybody likes: Chrono Trigger. Does this inspiration and influence from some of Square's older games actually hold back I Am Setsuna? Well, yes and no. I Am Setsuna's story starts off in an interesting way. You play as Ender, a mercenary who's tasked with the assassination of a young girl by the name of Setsuna. To avoid spoilers, you soon shortly find yourself joining her to reach the last lands. It is there that she will fulfill her duty as a human sacrifice, a ritual held every decade with the purpose of somehow keeping the monsters that litter the world at bay. Yeah, it's a pretty grim setup. You're gonna want to slit your wrist after this. With the help of like-minded adventurers, you accompany Setsuna through caverns, forests, and mountains. I Am Setsuna is set in a real dark, drabby, snow-covered world, and it's pretty depressing. While it may not be impressive from an RPG standpoint, the game's cold and wintry art direction manages to be aesthetically pleasing, and it definitely works with the tone of this game. Remember, it was designed with the limitations of the PlayStation Vita in mind. On the surface, Setsuna plays it safe. There's honestly nothing out of the ordinary, and it might actually rely on older tried-and-true RPG elements, and I think that holds it back. However, I Am Setsuna does feature an excellent combat system. If you run into an enemy on the battlefield, the game seamlessly transitions into combat mode. I'd compare it to Chrono Trigger, as it utilizes an active turn-based battle system that forces the player to consider both party member and enemy position, where the heroes and enemies will begin to trade off turns using the active time battle system that old school style Square relied upon. There are no random encounters in this game, and I actually prefer that. There are a few new mechanics compared to Chrono Trigger that I'll talk about in a second. Each character has his or her own array of skills, which are called techs. These can be combined to create more powerful attacks, and they actually work really well. The game becomes much more easier and enjoyable. I Am Setsuna also utilizes a momentum system, which essentially serves as a secondary gauge that fills up when a party member's ATB meter is full. When this gauge is full, the party member gains 1 momentum point, which caps off at a total of 3. These points add a secondary effect to your attacks that can be anything from group healing to even more damage. They're rather useful. In order to teach individual party members new techs, players need to equip them with a corresponding Spirit Knight. It's kind of a system that's similar to Final Fantasy VII's Materia system, and it's nice that they actually took time to make something like this in what seems like a rather barren and bare bones RPG game. In typical RPG fashion, characters earn experience from combat and leveling up. New levels only boost a character's HP and MP. In order to grow stronger, you have to seek out new weapons, which makes purchasing weapons a habit the moment you discover a new town. In order to buy anything in I Am Setsuna, you have to sell material, which are objects that you earn in battle or find on the ground when exploring dungeons. Currency isn't given after fights or found in treasure chests at all. I Am Setsuna is actually a nice little RPG that'll take you roughly around 20 hours to complete. It's not too long, it's not grind heavy. You're not going to get tired of it. It's not going to feel too repetitious. It's the right perfect amount of time for a portable JRPG. While it does seem a bit constrained to the snowy environments you're in compared to other RPGs such as Chrono Trigger and Secret of Mana, they played it safe when it came to I Am Setsuna overall as a whole. They used tried and true methods, battle systems, nothing too crazy as far as JRPGs go, and I think it might have hindered it a little bit. Honestly, I would have preferred that they tried some things a little bit more out of the box. Right when the game starts to really get good is when I started to care about the characters, and everything else just seemed kind of cliche. You know, been there, done that, predictable story, predictable situations. Hopefully, if they were to continue this series, we'll see something a little bit more meatier. But I definitely recommend picking up the physical version if you can find it. I'm not a digital guy, and when I saw this was available, I grabbed it. If you just so happen to be in the mood for a traditional JRPG and looking for something to play on your newly acquired Switch, it's definitely worth a look if you're looking for a nice traditional JRPG to sink your teeth into.